Hey y'all, and welcome to the video. For today's video, it's all about my hitch setups, what I've got on each truck, and what I think about them. Both trucks have some different setups. Let's start here with the 03. This truck has the most versatile setup between the two. So the most interesting part of it is this fifth wheel and gooseneck setup here. So these are B&W fifth wheel rails, and this is a Kurt Spider gooseneck hitch. I have used this several occasions. I don't really tow with this truck that much anymore, but I really like this setup. The only downside to this setup is that how high it sits. You can see it's fairly high off the bed compared to an under the bed gooseneck setup. Probably about 4 inches higher. So you could literally, it's almost like the truck has a 4-inch lift in the back because of how high this gooseneck thing sits. So on my trailer, I have to adjust the gooseneck height to be all the way retracted up into the into the receiver there, if you know what I mean, because otherwise the trailer runs at an angle. It runs like it's pointed up in the air. But this setup allows me to put a fifth wheel hitch in. Now, I don't have my fifth wheel hitch with me today, but it's also a Kurt fifth wheel hitch. It's like an entry level hitch that seemed to be very good quality for about 150 bucks. So if you want a basic fifth wheel hitch, I think the Kurt's a good way to go there. I do like Kurt hitches. But this is B&W rails. Now if you come down here to the side to see how it works underneath, you've got these brackets which are welded in place. Now these were welded on the truck before I got it, but I believe this was the B&W design because I was looking at on the internet, looking at what the brackets look like. This is what the B&Ws look like, and the other one is right in here, and you can see it here. It's actually got two levels to it. One level is up there on top of the right under the bed, and the other one is actually lower, and it's actually on the bottom of this thing. That's another B&W design. It looks like a Y shape when you look on from underneath of the truck. So that's why I went with those fifth wheel rails. These have held up fairly well. I know I'm really elaborating on these things, but there is some rust starting here. But I really like the finish when I initially got these. So yeah, the rust. How old are these things? They are right about 3 years old. So the rails themselves are 3 years old. So that is the gooseneck and fifth wheel setup on the 03. Now I'm going to come over here to the 6.7. This is a 09 truck. This truck's got an under the bed setup. You can see how much lower the ball sits in the bed. This is a Kurt hitch of some kind as well. Now for this one, you can pull a lever on the side, and I'll show this in a minute, and flip this upside down so that you have a flat bed space and you can use it like you normally would have in the past. And then underneath the bed there's some spring-loaded U-bolts here, or whatever you want to call these, U-clamps that you put your chains on. And that works out really well. That's a really clean setup. That's the cleanest way to do it. The only downside is no fifth wheel towing ability here. So if I come down to the side here, we can take a look at what we have here. Here's our lever, and you would simply pull this out, and then you'd be able to remove your fifth wheel hitch or your gooseneck ball. So that's a nice setup, and overall I like this the best because it really preserves bed space. Now, as far as bumper pulls, I'm not really a bumper pull hauling person, but someday I may have a little boat or something, and maybe I'll use a bumper pull for it. Main reason I have these bumper pull hitches here is to actually absorb rear end collisions, which this truck has already done for me one time. This is the hitch that the collision shop put on the truck, so it's not really my choice. It's a Reese hitch, 2-inch drop. The hitch I had on here before was a 3 1/4 inch drop, and it was a Kurt hitch. I prefer a little bit more of a drop, even though this truck doesn't ride very high at all. You know, I mean, it's stock ride height. 2 inches is, you can get away with it, but I like 3 1/4 over here. This truck is a little bit different. Now, this one used to have 35-inch tires on, which made it ride pretty high. Now it's got 33s. This is a 4-inch drop, and this is a Kurt hitch here as well. I think that's the perfect level of drop on this truck as well. But this hitch really doesn't see any use because I don't have any bumper pull trailers to pull. So that's the rundown on my trailer, or my trailer hitches. Hope you all enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video. I'm gonna have a few videos coming up. I'm gonna do one on this truck, have an update on it, and do a couple cool things with it. And I'm gonna have another video coming up soon with the 5.9, and we're gonna do an oil analysis probably at the end of the month. So stay tuned for that. It'll be coming up soon. Thank you all, and I'll see you in the next video.